The reason your videos lose quality when you send them to people comes down to one thing: file size. When you send data over the internet, whether it's an email, a text message, a photo, or a video, it always has a file size. And larger file sizes take more time to send and also need to be hosted somewhere in order to be accessed. Apps and social platforms will always compress large files like videos or high-res images to a smaller size to keep content loading speeds and cell phone data usage lower. But all of this comes at a price. A video, for example, will end up slightly blurry with fewer frames and will appear much worse as a result. While this may be fine for sending a meme or a funny video to a friend, it quickly becomes an issue for professionals needing to send high-resolution videos to clients. Sports videographers, for example, especially on game day, need a way to share files as quickly as possible without compression and without sacrificing any quality. So in this video, I'm gonna teach you how to do it the right way. And first off, here's what not to do. Never use social platforms like Messenger, WhatsApp, Instagram DMs, or even text messages. Those will automatically compress any video file you send every single time. Instead, what you wanna use are file storage and file transfer services like DropBox, Google Drive, and WeTransfer. And I know there are others, by the way, but this is the big three in my opinion. At least these are the ones that I run into all the time. So let me quickly go through the pros and cons for each and ultimately tell you which one I believe to be the best option, aka the one that I'm using. First up, WeTransfer. The best part about it is that it's free and also very easy to use with no need for registration or account creation for a basic file transfer. You simply enter your client's email, your email, some basic info, upload the file, and you're done. The downside though is that free transfers are limited to 2 gigs and are only stored online for 7 days. And 2 gigs might be fine if you're just sending individual videos to people, mainly reels and highlight packages, but it won't cut it if you're trying to send your raw footage to someone. Plus, with a 7-day limit on storage, you'll constantly get emails from clients asking for a new link because they forgot to download the file or they lost the file or whatever the case may be. And by the way, WeTransfer does offer paid plans, but for those prices, you can get so much more with the next two options. Speaking of which, the next one is DropBox. Its best feature is its user-friendly interface with easy file sharing and synchronization across devices. The synchronization part is actually great because it turns your Dropbox account into a backup system. Basically, you can select folders on your computer through the desktop app that will copy themselves automatically to your cloud-based Dropbox account. So after that, any change, any file that you delete or add to those folders on your computer, the same thing will happen in your Dropbox account online. So it's a very convenient way to back up all your important files. It all happens seamlessly, basically, and it also works both ways. So if you update your Dropbox account, then the same changes will appear on your computer. There's also great collaboration features like shared folders and the ability to leave comments for approval purposes. There are a couple of cons though, the main one being the price. Although there is a free version, but there's a 2 gig limit, and I'm talking 2 gigs for storage, not 2 gigs per file transfer. Otherwise, the basic essentials plan is $20 a month for 3 terabytes of storage and unlimited transfers. The other thing I don't like about Dropbox is that downloading files over 2 gigs is always way overly complicated because you can't just simply download, like just click on one link, for example, and download a file that's over 2 gigs. They say you can, but there's always issues. And what you end up having to do is log into your Dropbox account and use the app to synchronize that folder where that file is, synchronize that with your computer. That will work. But just clicking on someone's link, if it's over 2 gigs, it's always very complicated. Which is ultimately the reason why I chose to go with Google Drive. Because full disclosure, I used to use Dropbox for years, but Eventually, like dealing with these bigger files was becoming such an issue that I ended up jumping ship and going with Google Drive, and I've been very happy ever since. Google Drive can basically do everything that Dropbox does, but a little better in my opinion. For example, it also has a desktop app like Dropbox for synchronization purposes, but you can also use your Google Drive without the app like I do, and everything works perfectly. Downloading a 10 gig file from a single Google Drive link won't be a problem at all, even if you don't have an account yourself. Another huge reason to use Google Drive is because the free plan comes with 15 gigs of storage and unlimited file transfers. All you need to do is create a Google account and 15 gigs of storage automatically come with it. So if you already have a Gmail account, that means you already have a Google Drive account as well. And if you need to add more storage, the prices are cheaper than both WeTransfer and Dropbox. The only con for me with Google Drive is when dealing with a large number of files in your account, the interface it's not the best. It's probably not as intuitive as Dropbox, but honestly, it's really not that bad. By the way, just as a quick side note, AirDrop is also a super easy, very quick way to exchange files with your clients without losing any quality. There's no compression when using AirDrop, but obviously you need to be in the same room and both have iPhones. But if you do, I definitely recommend it. And lastly, I did not mention platforms like Vimeo or Frame.io in this video because I feel like they serve a slightly different purpose. They obviously have like a few very similar features, but ultimately I think that the main purpose of those platforms is video review and collaboration. And typically they're bought and they're used by bigger organizations that have a lot of people involved in the creative process and or the approval process. And speaking of collaborations, I have a few reviews coming up. I'm also starting to reach out to summer sports teams here in Canada, aka football and soccer teams. So if you're looking forward to more sports videography gear reviews or simply more content around soccer and football, make sure to subscribe to my channel.